Okay, we're going to look on the properties as we're creating a tree plant as example. In other tutorials, we will create different type of the plants, not necessarily tree, and maybe also different structures. But to look on properties, let's just create a tree and see what we have. We'll begin with the trunk. So you notice right here we're creating, we can select trunk. We also can go inside geometry and create a trunk segment. Right now it does not display anything for us because we are not connected to this. So let's go to take from here and connect to our root. Notice as we're connecting to the root, now the trunk is appear. We don't necessarily draw this trunk. It's just start from our root base and going up. So we'll look before a little bit on the root properties. Before we jump to the trunk, let's overview them again very fast. So first we have it, of course, the root basic materials, plant materials that will apply by default to all nodes as we add it. So in some cases, before when you add trunk, you maybe want to add some materials or change color. So for example, we'll go to modify this color to the red. Actually, you know what, let's go kind of like this color so we can distinguish. And you can see it's by default applied to all nodes that will connecting to our root. So if we add branches, they will have its same material. Of course, you can modify those materials on different, and you can select them from different load materials, or when you create new, it will also display as new material. Okay, as a setup, we have our base position for our root on the middle of grid. It's a nice place, so we can always reference. We don't need to worry about scaling and rotation at this point. We'll just leave it as default. And as a plant characteristics, seed is 0. We can test randomize. And you notice edge and health is not yet enabled because we do not connect them yet to this. We could, if you add additional nodes, we can connect to the edge or health later. For now, it's just based on a root. The gravity is set as default 1. It's equal to the earth gravity. If you created a plant maybe in a space, or you want very heavy or low gravity, we can modify this and the plant will react according to this change. Same as time and season, we're not yet connected to anything, so right now it's not yet enabled. As soon when we're connecting some nodes to this, you will see we'll have some ability to modify those properties. Okay, next, wind properties. And we can go and modify wind to test or influence of the wind on different segments. For now, let's leave it as default. Meshing, couple things we want just to keep it. If you want to go inside and you have an option to go and edit primitives in the ZBrush, then you want enable, be sure the quads enable and automatic uniform or automatic adaptive list. This way you can export and modify inside the ZBrush. They also will keep it as default. Geometry of track, we keep it offline. We'll keep it as a quads and with automatic uniform enable. So we also have it bone boost. We'll just keep it as 0 with structure bone limit to 65. We can increase more if you have it more complex, but for now we'll just keep it default values. Level of details we can modify inside on a preview, but I think for now we'll just leave it as a default as well, so it's work good. Okay, global base, we have it, we don't need add new, but we'll leave it as default. Same with the directions, all strings, we'll keep it. And this one actually will look a little bit more on all these parameters when we start work on a node, because they will repeat itself. You will see how we can adjust these positions on this and also string effect. Okay, and as a preset, currently we don't have any preset available for us, so we'll just leave it as default. So this is our root. Let's now jump to the trunk properties, and I'm going to increase slightly so we can see more of these values and properties what we have here. Okay, first we have it named a trunk. So it is good name, leave it. If you need it, we can go and modify And as you modify name, you can notice it's changing as well in a name description. This is helpful when we have a different type of branches. And for example, can I have top, middle, lower, or some other ones, different elements. Also, it does help for me. It is modify the coloring. So I can go inside. And for example, for this, I want change coloring. This does not change color of the textures. This is just to apply change color of the node. So in this case, you can easy to identify which way, what coloring maybe or level is going. As we work on parameters, you can see we select our node, tree trunk, and we have all these additional properties available to us. And we still have some tabs on the top that is going from the root main, setup, wind, and meshing. So you can jump anytime back up, for example, on the wind and modify those settings. Go back, we need to click on parameters, so we can go back to our settings. So now let's go in the next tutorials and going inside each of the tab, and let's take a little bit time to go over every parameter, see what they can do for us.